This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi answered me and said, Write the vision, and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. And the vision is speaking louder and louder every single day, that the Lord wakes us up and allows us to draw air on this earth, man. You know, it's a beautiful time to be alive. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Rakakudash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutations, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutations, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. And I hope and pray that this lesson be edifying to the elect. So this is from Natural News. Came across this article today. Actually, I came across it today, but it was published yesterday. November 30th, 2023, the hopeful year that all the prophecies shall be fulfilled. That's coined by the beloved Apostle Tahar. And it reads, Brussels, which I believe is in Europe, if I'm not mistaken. A country in Europe. Let's see. In Belgium, which is a different country in Europe. It says Brussels rolls out electronic leash for Europeans with introduction of digital identity wallet, and as the apostles, and like-minded brothers have been teaching for years, all of this is all leading to that MO to the TV, man, It's a good depiction, where everything is going to be interconnected, the Internet of Things, You already have people's in their houses, their refrigerator talks to their microwave, and that talks to their, little thing that, I forget the name of it. The thing that cleans the floors, the little vacuum cleaner that goes around, and that those talk to their phone and to their Wi-Fi. Everything's interconnected, So they want to get people in that too, not just their phone, but actually themselves have it implanted under their skin. As one of the brothers showed a video from I think his name's Russell Brand or something like that. Yeah, he was talking about it too, and that's what this is all leading up to. So I have this article. I'm gonna read some of this article, and then I have a couple videos that I want to profile, so to speak, and just showing that these devils are serious, man. They're coming with it, and that's the spirit that Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi put on them to do so. As the scriptures say, man's goings are of the Lord. He sealeth their instruction. Matter of fact, let's get that for some new listeners. I'll get both of them real quick. I brought this up. So this is Proverbs, what's it, 20, 24? Proverbs 20:24. Man's goings are of the Lord. Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. How can a man then understand his own way? And the precept to that, was it Job 33? Or Job? Yep. Job 33, and I'll start at 14. For the Most High speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceiveth it not. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbering upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instructions, that he may withdraw man from his purpose, and hide pride from man. So Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi seals every person on this planet's instructions, man. There's no such thing as free will. As the scriptures say, all things obey his will. Let me see if I can find that. know if that's in the, if it's in Apocrypha or not. It might be in Apocrypha. Let's see. Ecclesiasticus, otherwise known as Sirach, 18:3. Start at let's see, let's go. I'll start at 2. I'll start at 1. He that liveth forever, who's that? Yahawah, right? The Ancient of Days, right? He that liveth forever hath created all things in general. The Lord only is righteous, and there is none other but he, who governeth the world with the palm of his hand, and all things obey his will. For he is the King of all, by his power, dividing holy things among them from profane. So all things obey the Lord's will, man, including these devils, so that the Lord's words will be fulfilled. Because as the scriptures say, his words do not go out void, man. They will accomplish what he pleases. So it says, Europe is digitalizing its people's identification with a new digital identity wallet program that many worry will allow the European Union tyrants in Brussels to manipulate and control the continent with greater ease. And that's what it's all about. You know, it's all about control with these devils, man. An agreement forged between the European Parliament and the Council of the European Union has established the creation of the new EU digital identity wallets that will include digital versions of all ID cards, driver's licenses, degree certificates, and medical documentation. So pretty much a one-stop shop. You know, you have everything inside of this identity wallet, and you'll be able to buy and sell with this thing, right? For the time being, the EU's digital identity wallet will be voluntary, right? And the European Commission is insistent that it is 100% secure. Spain's president even commented that the new platform will make the EU as a whole a digital leader at a global level for the preservation of democratic values. I'm going to skip down. It says, as predicted, CV passports leading to the digital ID wallets. And, you know, a lot of brothers, we were speaking about this, that was a predecessor to what's coming, you know, to start kind of getting people used to that idea, you know, so it's not so foreign. And, you know, just like the people are, you know, accustomed to seeing people wearing masks, you know, on a regular basis, even the children, you know, people, you know, talking about going to get the jump shot or having the jump shot, or, you know, having the jump shot passports, right? So they have to kind of ease the people into it, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? They have to use gradualism, right? So it says, privacy advocates everywhere are warning that the digital identity wallet represents a serious threat to people's online security and freedom. Some 504 academics and experts from 39 countries recently signed an open letter decrying the scheme as anti-freedom. And it's really exactly what it is, you know, because they're going to paint it as, you know, this is good for the people, you know, this is the best thing, you know, for society, you know, but it's actually to control the people, you know, to gain complete control over everything on the planet Earth, including the people. It says, many warned that this kind of thing was coming during the Wuhan CV demic, when various parts of the world were discussing so-called V passports. They said that implementing these passports would open up the floodgates to the digitalization of everything. And that's exactly what it's all been leading to, right? All for the greater good, they say, right? Well, now we are seeing that happen starting in Europe. Everything is being merged digitally into one single source point so that each individual can travel about and flash a smartphone or even a Z-hip, right, in front of the scanner in order to what? Buy, sell, and go about one's business. Is this the long anticipated MOTB? Yep. It is perhaps a predecessor to the MOTB. Or is it really just an honest and innocent attempt to make life easier for no, it's the first, not the latter, and so they've been talking about this for a few months now. I believe I heard about this before, but this is from Redacted 3 weeks ago. No more cash in Europe. The digital wallet is almost here, right? So I have this video, and then I have another video from Redacted that where I got a couple of timestamps that the reporter kind of outlines how they could possibly use a false, FF situation to scare the people, into going along with this digital wallet. She'll explain it, so I'll get that in a second. So this is from Redacted. No more cash in Europe. The digital wallet is almost here, with Clayton Morris. So let's turn it up. So without further ado, here we go. I'm gonna play a little bit of this.
Well, I have 3 words for you. Do not comply. In fact, I think we should put them on a Redacted t-shirt. Do not comply. Do not comply with this next tyrannical government move, which just rolled out in Europe. We have unbelievable news over the past 24 hours out of Europe that the mainstream media, of course, is totally ignoring the story, which is, I'm sure, a surprise to you. Go to Bloomberg, go to the Financial Times, go to the Wall Street Journal, you won't find the story.
Right, and let me grab that before he finishes. This is all the part of the wicked's plan. Psalm 64, I'll start at 1. Hear my voice, O power, and my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. And who's your enemy, Israel? Israel, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Your enemy is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. He's your top enemy, and these other heathen nations. And you could read about that in Psalms the 83rd chapter, a list of Israel's enemies. Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, right? The secret counsel of the wicked. The wicked. Let's get that real quick. Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi of hosts. They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them who? Esau Edom, right? Call them the border of wickedness, and the people, the whole nation, against whom the Lord Yahawah have indignation, righteous anger forever. So when you see the wicked, that's synonymous with Esau Edom. And I hated Esau, right? Esau Edom. All right, so let's go back. Slovakia. Psalm 64 and 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, right? Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. And the perfect is Israelites, in particular the elect of the nation of Israel, right? So they shoot in secret, right? They encouraged, 5th verse, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares or traps privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep, meaning the heart, meaning the mind, right? So that's how these devils operate. So that's why they do everything in secrecy.
Which is, to me, unbelievable. Like, aren't they supposed to be covering the financial world? And this is at the heart of it, and they're totally ignoring the story. It could have massive implications for you and your family. Yes, this is about Europe, But it's coming to the United States as we speak because the Federal Reserve is actively working on the very same thing, and the Biden administration wants it. So if you think you're in America and you're safe from this, you're not. This has broad implications, and you should see Europe, frankly, as a cautionary tale because we are watching the EU collapsing in real time. And today we got our clearest sign yet. The European Parliament voted to roll out the digital identification program. Now, the European Parliament and member states just reached an agreement on introducing the digital identity, the EID, which includes a digital wallet. Unless it gets miraculously voted down, which is highly unlikely, unless you somehow, guys, rise up and take action. If you're anybody watching in Europe right now wants to, write to your members of parliament, let them know that you do not stand for this. But most people will wait until the pain is too great and it's already passed to do anything about it. That's usually what happens.
Yep, and it's and that's it's coming. It's coming, and there's nothing that nobody can do about it because it's prophecy. The spirit of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy, man. And the Lord's words, do not go out void, man. Matter of fact, let's just grab it. I quoted it. Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be. Salakia. Let's start at 10. Isaiah 55:10. For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater, so shall my words be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So the Lord's words do not come back void, man. So now I'm gonna play a couple clips, Salakia, from this redacted video. She's exposing the WEF. You see it right here. That's what I was talking about earlier for any newer listeners. Coming in 2024. Here we are on December 1st. So that's only a month away, right? Journalist Whitney Webb, right? So I have a few timestamps, and she's going to basically explain this FF that they're going to most likely use. I believe they said prior to 2025, and that's how they would that's how they will be able to implement this thing worldwide, because you have to think that the internet, the unicorn is a threat. People are communicating, devils are being exposed left and right. Their own tongue is falling upon themselves. Different insiders are telling it, and it's getting spread abroad, so, they would have to figure out a way to shut the internet down via, some kind of FF, and then basically use that FF to blame somebody else so that they're not blamed. There's always sorcery with these devils, man. They're never going to be straight up because, well, they're the devil. They're the deceiver, So, without further ado, let's get some of these clips. So, okay, hold on. Speaking of Satan, let's do this.
Whoever gets lucky doesn't have to pay for this. On the count of 3. 2, 1.
Oh, that's hard. He's useless.
Okay, Salakia.
So it's not really just my.
You're sending out rewards and payments.
Oh my God,
It's a struggle
Salakia.
to do it right.
Goodness gracious. Fucking.
Multiple vendors, multiple countries.
Well, the World Economic Forum, yes, run by Klaus Schwab. The World Economic Forum says that we will experience a massive cyber attack that will hit before the year 2025, which will lead to a massive collapse of the banking industry, infrastructure, and so much more. Well, how do they know this? It's unbelievable. Someone who's been following this very, very closely, and it ties even more directly into the story that we've been covering here on the show about the CTI leak files, the Michael Schellenberger released files about the cyber spying on Americans. We're going to get to that part of the story with independent journalist Whitney Webb, who I'm thrilled to welcome back to the show. Whitney, welcome back to Redacted.
Hey, it's great to be here after a long absence. Thanks for having me back.
Of course, we wouldn't miss the opportunity, so thrilled to have you back here. So let's talk about this World Economic Forum idea that at the second in command at the World Economic Forum that we are going to see a massive cyber attack hitting before the year 2025. Pointing out, in great detail, like this is going to happen, so you better be prepared for it. Why are they saying this, and who are they going to try to point the finger at?
Right, so this was said at the WEF annual meeting earlier this year in January by the WEF managing director, Jeremy Jurgens. And Jurgens, as well as the WEF itself, has been involved in a series of simulations for several years now that I'm sure a lot of people in your audience are familiar with, called Cyber Polygon, which has been directly affiliated with Russia's government, as well as some of Russia's biggest banks and some of the biggest commercial banks in the world.
Right, so since you mentioned the banks, right, and as we'll get it, Abaratazah, Revelation 13th chapter, right? So you can see that all signs point to that MO to the TB, man. This is absolutely their ultimate goal, is to get everybody C-hip. So they're laying the groundwork as we speak, right before our very eyes, man. The 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. It's in the NIV. In order that Satan might not outwit us, for we are not unaware of his schemes, man. Right? So this devil is always plotting and scheming and planning things, man. And that's why we have to continue to watch as well as pray. Continue to watch this damn devil. Because they're always up to something. So let's see, let me skip up. She says a lot of very good information, but I kind of, just for time's sake, want to get straight to the points. Let's see, I think it was right around here. Slovakia. Let's do here.
Deep doo-doo, right? So if you're the big banks and the intelligence agencies, you want to avoid what happened after the 2008 economic crisis, where there was unprecedented anger at Wall Street, because the whole hope and change Obama psyop essentially is probably not going to work again. So how do you allow that collapse to happen? Because it has to happen in such a way that the banks and the government are essentially blameless. Well, if a cyber attack happened, and you can literally blame any nation state or group for that hack, and we know this because of what WikiLeaks published right before Julian Assange was completely silenced and then later arrested and dragged out of the Ecuadorian embassy in London.
Right, so she just mentioned that a cyber attack would be the way that they can use a cyber attack in order to blame any other country. And they've already been speaking about cyber attacks for a little while now, so that's one of the things that, as she's explaining, I guess it's hard to track, or even if they was to track it, the way the media would spin it, people would just believe it. So they could say it's any type of any country that they want to. They could say it's Russia that did it, they could say China that did it, Iran did it, and then that would justify them going to war with that country if that's what they want to do. Excuse me. So, but this is how they're going to use this event, to say that the only way that they can promise security for the people and the money and the internet and this, that, and the third, the cyber attack could essentially shut down the internet, And in order to get back online, then you would have to sign up, through this digital ID in order to keep everything safe. Let's get it. What's that? Daniel. Damn, what is it? There it goes. Yahawashi, 8 and 25. Daniel 8 and 25, and through his policy, right, the wicked, right, let's get that real quick. It's leaving me right now. Isaiah 10 and 1, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they prescribed, right? So they write all these different laws, into different decrees into law, so that they can destroy the people through their different policies, right? Daniel 8 and 25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, meaning in his mind, and by peace shall destroy many, right? So they're gonna come and say that this is for the greater good, that this is what society needs. They won't have another cyber attack. They'll be able to fully monitor everything, so this won't happen again. So everybody will be on, have this digital ID, so that they will know who's on what they're looking at, what they're watching, all in the name of peace, right? Meanwhile, the real reason is for complete control. I forget how it goes. If it's I remember if it was a scripture or not. Forgive me, but I know it's a saying. These devils will, throw a rock and hide their hand, man. That's how these devils operate. Problem, reaction, solution. To get to their solution, they have to create the problem, get the reaction of the people, and then come with the solution, which is what they wanted to do in the first place, man. That's how these devils operate. He shall also stand up against the princes, right, Yahawashi, but he shall be broken without hand. And these devils ain't going to win, man, as the scriptures say. So let's get back to it. Where we at? Okay.
Vault 7, which revealed things like the Umbrage program, among other things, that U.S. intelligence and other intelligence agencies that are affiliated with this WEF partnership against cybercrime have the ability to place the fingerprints of any nation-state actor they wish, including Russia, China, Iran, and really North Korea, any other group as well, not just nation-states, but their fingerprints in a hack they actually commit themselves. And this is very significant because this offers, these intelligence agencies unprecedented ability to have to conduct false flag operations in the cyber realm. And this group specifically has a lot of solutions aside from, things with the banking system that they cannot really justify implementing unless there is some sort of large cyber attack. So what is the...
Right. So these different things with resetting like she said, the banking system, without the cyber attack, they can't justify it, but with it, they will be able to spin the narrative whatever way, according to whatever country they want to say, or however they want to spin it, because it's like the scriptures say in Psalms, they say, who shall see them, right? Doing these things in private, these wicked ass schemes, to forward their agenda, but they're not anticipating that Yahawah Yahawashi is watching them. The scriptures say the eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the good and the evil, man, roughly paraphrasing. So these devils are not going to win, man. Skip up a little bit.
That was efforts were made to implement during the Obama administration in the U.S. They called it a driver's for the internet. So essentially what this public-private partnership that the WEF is pushing for is for every person's access to the internet to be tied to a digital ID.
See? So if everybody's access to the internet is tied to a digital ID, that's already tracking and tracing people's movements through the internet. What websites they go to, what they look up, what videos they watch, how long they watch the videos, right? What websites they visit, what forums they sign up to, what they like, right? What they subscribe to, what they tweet, you know? How, different things they watch on different social media platforms. If it's just the internet in general, video games, right? If it's just the internet in general that you have to sign up or sign into using your digital wallet, everything that you do is literally tracked and traced, just like a credit card. Every time you spend money via a credit card or debit card electronically, the amount you spent, where you spent it, and not always, but a lot of time what you spent it on is documented, and it could be brought back up at any time, like the phone records and so what have you. So it's all about complete control with these devils, man.
Or a government issued ID, but presumably a digital ID, just because of where government issued ID programs are all going essentially around the world. And the goal of that, of course, if your ID is linked to your internet access, intelligence agencies know exactly what media you are consuming in terms of what you read and also what you post online. And that has been the goal for a very, very long time.
All right, so there you have it. Let's get she said one more thing. Yeah, 6 minutes.
Some sort of event where anonymous hackers do something online that causes major disruption globally, and then the consent can be manufactured through fear and panic, as is often done. That anonymity and privacy needs to be eliminated, that we need to know exactly who is doing what online to prevent a calamity of that scale from ever happening again.
Right, and that's exactly just like Daniel says, by peace shall destroy many. So they, as it says on this thing, ending and anonymity, if I said that right, Salak if I didn't, why the WF's partnership against cybercrime threatens the future of privacy, right? So they can just say, like she said, in order to stop this threat from ever happening, we need people to sign on with this digital ID, and we have to be able to track and trace them online so we can prevent any further cybercrime, right? So they have to, make the boogeyman, so everybody can point the finger at the boogeyman so that they can initiate all these unrighteous decrees, man. That's exactly what this is, as what the scriptures say, they frame mischief by a law. Let's get that real quick. Frame mischief. Spell that right. By a law. Psalms 94 and 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? And that's exactly how these devils operate, man. So they problem cybercrime, right? They'll have a FF event happen, and then that would justify them coming with the solution. They'll get the people's reaction, say the internet's out, for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, who knows? But people act like they can't, go 2 seconds without being on the internet. So people they're gonna get a major reaction, and in order for people to participate in the internet, once they reset, everything, then they would have to participate in this digital ID, sign back in, and now they're getting tracked and traced all throughout the internet, and these different banks are lining up themselves with these digital IDs and digital wallets, right? Which is already setting the stage for the MO to the TB, man. So let's get, she had said one, let me see, let's get it. 22.
And I'm very disappointed that, I mean, I would like to give Schellenberger the benefit of the doubt and just hope he was not aware of what the CTI League does beyond misinformation. But I mean, if you go to the CTI League website, it's very obvious that they do a lot more beyond the misconception side of things. That their main focus is this alleged pro bono protection of critical American infrastructure. And what's
bring it all back to the World Economic Forum. So if you launched this cyber attack, or you hear there's a cyber attack coming, I mean, it's like the perfect cover. You've literally got the assets in place to turn off critical infrastructure with your back end team that you've already put together, and then blame it on Iran, right? I mean, is that the plan here? And then we launch an attack against Iran?
Ohad Zaydenberg's whole career has been focused on Iran and cyber attacks, and he's just been focused on Iran his entire career within Israeli intelligence, and now after he formally left and is working for this group affiliated with Israeli government-owned entities and other intelligence operatives. And a lot of his more recent attributions of cyber attacks to Iran have no evidence. He says things like, this group acts like another Iranian cyber group used to act, therefore it must be Iranian, and doesn't provide any more detail than that. I mean, are we going to get roped into a war over something that's so devoid of any actual evidence? But unfortunately, mainstream media reporting about cyber attacks in general, regardless of whether it's attributed to Iran or another nation, very rarely have any actual tangible evidence to make that claim. And then even if they did, there's this whole factor of Vault 7 as revealed by WikiLeaks, and that you can frame any country or any group for a cyber attack. And as is often the case when these crises happen, there is no investigation until after the fact, and often investigations of like the 9/11 Commission, for example, is heavily compromised.
Yep. So I mean, there you go. I mean, it's the perfect scapegoat for these devils to create this FF event using a cyber attack, to further their goal, to get to everybody being C-hipped up, everybody on the grid, everybody with that rice device inside of them, man. But the Lord, is throwing a monkey wrench in their plans, man. This is what am I? Job 5:12 in the KJV. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. So these devils they're gonna come, but the Lord said they shall be in straits. Let me see if I can, is it in here? But they're gonna be in a position of difficulty because they're moving fast, because they know that they have it but a short time. This is in the NLT. He frustrates the plans of schemers, right? These devils are constantly scheming, plotting, and planning. So the work of their hands will not succeed. So they're only going to be able to go so far before it all comes crumbling down on them. Like the scriptures say, Ecclesiastes 10:8, he that diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and whoso breaketh an hedge, a serpent shall bite him. Proverbs 26:27, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it shall return upon him. You shall reap what you sow, and these devils are no exception, man. So let's close out on this. Revelation 13:16, because this is what this is all leading up to, man. All of this is all leading up to the MO to the TV, man. Getting rid of cash, and as he said, don't think because it's starting in Europe that it ain't coming over here to America, man. This is like the testing ground. as China has been, these devils love what's going on over there in China, man. And they want a system like that over here in Babylon, where you're getting, your face scanned every damn where. It's a million of more cameras than people, You're tracking and tracing your every move so that they can be as if they're gods, man. That's what it's all about with these devils. They think that they're God. They sit up in the temple of God, showing themselves that they are God, but they are just mere men. Not only just mere men, but the basis of men, right? And they're going to be utterly destroyed. Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all the wicked, right? Causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark, a charagma, rights device, in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, right? Isn't that what they were talking about over here? They're talking about the banks, the different schemes. Where is it at? There it goes. And flash a smartphone or even a C-hipped bodily limb in front of the scanner in order to buy, sell, and go about one's business. This is what these devils are pushing for, man. And Yahawashi is making them, because this is Yahawashi program, man. So the prophecies will be fulfilled. And that no man might buy or sell, save, meaning except he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, man. So they wanted you to basically be a damn barcode as well, and they'll track and trace you just like a damn Amazon package, man. But as I said, the Lord is gonna throw a monkey wrench in his plans, man. And the elect will not receive this. The elect will resist, this damn devil, man. But yeah, that's, pretty much the point. I hope and pray that this lesson was edifying to the elect. I just wanted to bring this out and give warning as we were commanded to do. Ezekiel 3:17, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word at my mouth and give them warning from me. So, I hope and pray that this served as a warning. These devils are coming with it. And it's, stay prayed up, Israel, because these devils are going to come down with great wrath, because they know that they have but a short time, So continue to watch as well as pray, So, yeah, like I said, I hope and pray that this lesson was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to thank Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me this truth. Salutations, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning. Find this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. We're almost out of this bitch. And salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. I want to say a ball, and Kwam Yasharala. Hey, shalom. To the next one.